What's up, YouTube? Today we're making our own Garten of Banban character, and now let's design it. So with designing this character, there's so much fan work out there, it's almost impossible to appear original in aspects. The designs are so simple, but yet quite interesting in their own account. I took a lot of inspiration for this character from the mutated version of Bitter Giggle from one of the latest games, and of course some aspects of Jumbo Josh, because, you know, him and I have some personal relations here, being Joshes and all. If you're wondering, I am using Procreate to draw this, as I use this for a lot of my artwork on this channel. And I figured, let's draw him up in the Garten of Banban style, and then turn around and sculpt him in my style. I do not have a name for this guy, so if you could think of something pretty interesting and creative, leave it in the comments section down below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now that we got this guy complete, let's get to it. Once we got the underlining structure done, I am using Sculpey Ultralight to create the foundation of the sculpture. And just adding some more blobs to create the shapes and surfaces that I need. And rolling out a ball here, cutting it where the mouth of the character will be, and just kind of pushing that into place. Now once that's done, I am using some Bacon Bond or Sculpey liquid clay adhesive and some toothpicks to attach his little nimble little legs. Now once the armature is baked and completely cooled down, go ahead and slather that thing up with some more Bacon Bond or liquid clay adhesive and just brush it in generously. And take your bologna slice shaped piece of clay, which we are using Super Sculpey Original for this portion of the project, and just wrap it around as so, and using my X-Acto knife to just trim away any excess clay that doesn't really need to be there, and using the fat end of my dummy thick paintbrush to create this swirl-like texture, almost as if it's like just wrapping around the sculpture itself. And I rolled out some tapered pieces of clay and just attaching them there with some more liquid clay adhesive for the fingers. And then just bending them into place like so. I didn't really do an armature inside of the fingers because I figured them kind of being placed on the base and just for display purposes only. This is there for cosmetics. And then adding another noodle of clay for the knuckles aspect of the hands. And then just blend everything in together. And then just using these cone rubber shapers and any tools you see fit to add some more details and textures. As you see, I'm using this really itty bitty tiny ball stylus right here to just add some more details to the hand. Now I'm set that aside, and for this next portion of the project, I'm using Sculpey 3. Yes, it's a lot more, I guess you could say, fragile, but for me, using colored clay for the inside of the mouth and using this long tapered snake of clay and wrapping it around to make its gums, it just makes life a lot easier, so you're not doing a bunch of crazy painting and just making an absolute mess of yourself. I wanted to use Sculpey 3 for the character because I wanted to show a couple different aspects of sculpting versus just using one particular brand throughout the process. And then I'm using a ball stylus here to blend those in, and then just going in at a slight angle, maybe about 45-degree angle, and just rolling it back and forth, and it really gives that underneath that that gum mouth texture, as you can see. Then I just lathered some more Bacon Bond across the entirety of that surface. I had rolled out some little tapered pieces of Sculpey Translucent and pre-baked those, and now I'm squishing them into place for the teeth. And when you squish those in, it really kind of bubbles up around, and it really gives that good gummy effect. And of course, when it's baked, that clay adhesive is translucent, and you're not really going to see it. Just makes for a really good glue to hold all these crazy teeth into place. And if you watched a lot of my videos, I'm pretty notorious for doing this for a lot of my creepy mouths. Hold on! Real quick, if you want to help support this channel, go and check out the JH Creation merch shop designed by yours truly. But if that doesn't tickle your fancy, head on over to Etsy for a whole bunch of digital downloading products if you're like into that kind of thing.
Shut up and take my money.
And now back to the sculpt. I went ahead and wrapped that body up with some more liquid clay adhesive, and now I'm using sheets of this darker-ish green. It looks pretty bright on camera, but I'm just covering the entirety of his body with Sculpey 3, this color green. Taking some round pieces of clay and squishing them into the arms. Nothing special there. Some cartoony looking arms. Then taking a long noodle of clay and wrapping it around, creating the lip. And you can use a number of tools here, like some rubber shapers or this ball stylus, or you can use your sausage fingers like I do and blend the edges of those lips in. And once everything's kind of pieced together, just go ahead and blend everything all together. I'm using these eyeballs I purchased off Amazon, these cabochons. They look really cool. Comes in like a big variety pack for just a few dollars. And just squishing them into place. And look at that little booty cheeks. And then taking another long worm of clay and wrapping it around the eyes. And of course, continue to blend everything as you see. Then using a tapered rubber shaper and just pushing it into the outline of the lip just to give those lips some more texture. One of my favorite things to do is making homemade texture tools. You can really just roll out a piece of clay and just texture it with ball styluses from multiple shapes, bake it, and then use it to create this very, I guess you could use it for like dinosaurs, monsters, and all kinds of neat stuff. Check it out. Now for the hand, since we're not using colored clay, we're using Folk Art matte acrylic paints for this piece of the project and just covering the entirety of that surface with this red color. And then just taking some lighter colors of that red and just dry brushing over all those surfaces, bringing out all those details that you put in earlier. And just, you can gradiate it and go lighter as you see fit to get the desired effect and look that you want. If you're not 100% familiar with dry brushing, it's just basically putting a little bit of paint on your brush and just gently, well, as you can see, I'm kind of vigorously going over the surface, and I'm doing the same way here with the green. Just using a lighter green to go over that colored clay just to bring out all those little details from that homemade texture tool. Then I'm going in with some UV resin and doing the inside of the mouth and just kind of slather it in there. Make sure you use a spare paintbrush because this stuff will ruin your brushes. I'm just using a old junky one that I just have put to the side just for purposes like this. Doing the inside of the mouth, doing the teeth, and then we're also going to do the red hand to give it that really slimy texture. And using the black light UV light to cure that resin, or you can sit it outside for just a few minutes in the sunlight for about 10-15 minutes and it cures right up. And here we are covering the hand. And I'd say with that, we're gonna call them finished. And it's done. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and if you think I should make another video game character of my own. And now, on to his glamour shots.